We're really looking forward to this session. We're going to give folks just a couple more seconds to join. I think most people are, it looks like we've got a good number of folks here. We're really looking forward to today's session. Today's session is going to focus on the impact of Globe on alumni. We'll hear from some of the alumni. I think we can get started with the next slide. Just a quick reminder, a couple tech reminders. By the way, for those of you who don't know me, I am Jackie DeLisi. I'm the Deputy Director for Community Engagement and Support in the Globe Implementation Office. Please take a moment now to rename yourself. You can click on the buttons by your name under participants and rename yourself with your name, your country, your organization, or role, and say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from. Take a moment now to do that. If you're having technical issues at any point during this session, please send a private chat message to Pilar or to Evangeline, or you can email our email, meetings@nasaglobe.org. And the other thing I wanted to mention is if you need captions or translation, click on the three dots on the bottom right of your screen. You will see something that says activate captions, or you will see translations under captions. So take a look at that if you need captions or translation. Next slide, please. So today, as I mentioned, we are going to hear from some alumni. We'll start by hearing impact stories, and then we'll have a panel discussion with some time for questions and answers, and we'll wrap up. Today's session is going to be about an hour and a half, and we're really looking forward to hearing the stories from some of the alumni that we have here today. I just wanted to give a brief overview of what we're doing here. We have, following up on the annual meeting, we've scheduled a series of learning sessions. And those learning sessions are recognizing that there's a lot that we weren't able to accomplish during the 2 days of the annual meeting back in July. So we wanted to continue to celebrate the Globe community and continue to connect members of the Globe community to each other, to hear the stories from across the community and provide opportunities for everyone to learn from each other. Ultimately, we're hoping that these learning sessions will strengthen everyone's engagement with Earth System science, enabling you to implement Globe in different ways, strengthen the ways in which you implement Globe in your regions, in your communities, and to continue to sustain support for Globe in your region. Before we continue, if you are not muted, please mute yourself during this session unless you are speaking. And we also have in the chat a link to upcoming learning sessions. So please continue to monitor that link. Take a look at our meetings webpage on the website, and you will see registration links for all of the upcoming learning sessions. Next slide, please. And these are the sessions we're currently working on planning. We have next week on December 10th, we will hear from all of our regional coordinating offices about highlights from this past year. And then we'll have a third session following up on this one on the alumni, and Amy will say a bit more about that in a moment. And then we have a couple other sessions that we're looking towards planning in January and February of next year as well. Next slide, please. And with that, I will pass it over to Amy to get this session started.
Thank you, Jackie, and I'll apologize to everyone for coughs and sniffles on my end, but hopefully they won't be too disruptive. My name is Amy Busey. I am one of the team members for the GIO communication or community engagement and support team, as well as the annual meeting planning team. And I have been working with members of the community and the GIO to plan this series of sessions that are focused on learning from, celebrating, and engaging Globe alumni. So we're excited that you're here today. We do have presentations planned for the session and a panel discussion, but we'd also like to make this session interactive where possible. So to get us started, we're going to launch a quick poll just to get a sense of who's here. And I would invite everyone, including our speakers and our moderator, as well as participants, to just let us know, are you a former Globe student? Are you a Globe alumnus or alumna? And when did you first become involved in Globe? I think on our panel, we have people who have been involved for a range of amounts of time. So I'm just curious between our speakers and our audience, how long have you been involved in Globe and did you get started as a student? All right, it looks like most everyone has responded. Pilar, if we can share the results. It looks like 73% of us were not a Globe student. So we did not first get involved as a Globe student. And we have almost half of those responded, got involved almost towards the beginning and the first decade the Globe was in existence. And then slightly fewer from 2006 to 2015. And then we also have some newer folks, including myself, who have been fortunate to be involved in Globe for the last couple of years. All right, so I think we can stop sharing the poll, but it's great to get a sense of who's here. Um, so just to give you an overview of the Globe Alumni Session Series, the first session we held on the 1st of October, and that session was focused on members of the Globe community who were engaging alumni in different ways and at different levels. So everywhere from the school to the classroom, bringing alumni in to help with instruction and mentoring students to the country level, so country coordinators who are engaging alumni in their communities, and then even at the regional level as well. We also had some folks who were coordinating alumni across countries in their region, and they were sharing some of what they learned about the power of alumni engagement in supporting and strengthening their program and advice on how others might start to do that in from very small ways to more and more significant ways. The recording is available from that session if you'd like to take a listen. We'd encourage you to. There was some great concrete advice offered as part of that discussion. And then today, it's the second series, and this session is really a celebration of alumni and what they've accomplished and the long-term and variety of impacts that involvement in the program has had on them. So we're looking forward to hearing some of those impact stories, as well as alumni's thoughts on the value of continuing to stay engaged and connected to the program and to other alumni, and some thoughts on how we might do that going forward. And then the third session, which we're planning for early 2026, will be more of a working session and will probably involve breakout discussions either by region or different kinds of resources where we'll share and discuss tools, platforms, ways of communicating that can help strengthen alumni connection and engagement going forward. So we'll share details about that session as soon as they're available, but we're looking forward to it. And with that, I am pleased to introduce today's speakers. So Shaikha BuAli has been a member of Globe for a long time, beginning as a student. She will be today's moderator. Maryam Al Naaimi is joining us from Globe Oman. Phatcharida Inthama is joining us from Globe Thailand. Johanna Raudsepp is originally from Globe Estonia and now the University of Iceland. And finally, Marianela Pepe from Globe Argentina was supposed to join us today. She had a last minute change in her academic schedule and could no longer make it, but she generously pre-recorded her presentation and her responses to some discussion questions. So we're glad to have those, and we'll share those with you today. And if any questions come up from Marianela, we will make sure that she gets them and hopefully can engage in the conversation asynchronously after this session. And with that, I will turn it over to today's moderator, Dr. Shaikha BuAli.
Thank you, Amy. Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. We're happy you're all here with us today. It's a privilege to moderate this session on global alumni stories and understanding the impact, building community, inspiring action. One thing we think about when we gather today as a community is we have an incredible amount of talent within the alumni community. A lot of passion led by resilience. And in times like this, especially changing times, challenging times, scientifically, environmentally, socially, it's really precisely those moments that communities like Globe shine the brightest. We have a network of people who continue to learn, adapt, innovate, and support one another. And within that community, our alumni represents one of the most powerful and often underutilized resource we have. They're uniquely positioned, understand the program deeply, and navigate the world beyond the classroom, bringing with them experience, leadership, perspectives that can be leveraged to enhance, inspire, and empower the next generation. And today we celebrate that impact through some of these stories. Personally, for me, when I think about the impact, I reflect on my own journey with Globe. I was a Globe student in Bahrain in the early 2000s. Right when the program first began. At that time, the ideal of that students could interact with scientists across the world, collect data, meaningful data, participate in global scientific community was a revolutionary concept, and pretty much exciting for most of us. My experience wasn't only about learning protocols or collecting data for those protocols, whether it was atmosphere, hydrology, soil, some of the first ones I started with. It was that sense of curiosity that mattered, the work that contributed to something bigger than myself, the hands-on science that came along with it. Those early experiences shaped how I saw science, how my peers saw science, how we saw collaboration, and even our own potential, thinking about like where we were going to college or what we were going to study. And we're not just talking about the scientific, aspect of it, of, the ideal of all becoming scientists. Some of us became, lawyers, who, engineers, things that all that revolve around that scientific community. By 2006, I became the first regional Globe alumni representative in my area. That was actually when we first started a lot of the initiatives. That role itself opened doors I never imagined, through supporting educators, leading workshops, facilitating trainings, not only learning from the program, but contributing to it, helping it grow within our region. And then when I moved to the US, helping it grow within that region as well. Today, that journey has come full circle. I'm a Globe partner at my school, Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School. Standing in a position to where I can support educators and shape programs. I'm a parent. I have 3 daughters, so it's the next generation of Globe students being raised in the same household. They've already been to their first conference. They've learned from it the same way I have. Engaging with the same protocols, the same spirit of inquiry, the same global community that shaped me, and I think that that's truly something special. Globe has a lasting impact. If I were to pinpoint the most lasting and surprising impact it had on me, it would probably be the relationships with the scientists and mentors. Those connections began when I was a student. They helped me through my graduation project when I was, graduating from high school, and I was doing hydrology protocols and looking at the effects of reclamation on the environment. Phatcharida, who I met for the first time in Thailand in 2006, was there when I actually presented on what the effects of some of that looked like. So for some of us, this goes back a very long time, but the impacts, has lasted for all of us. But those same scientists, those same connections, through the times that most of us, when we went off to college, when we changed careers, that support still continued, that community still continued, and it's still strong today. And I think that that is, speaks volumes to what the capabilities are and how far this can go beyond the classroom. So it's not just what we do and how we learn, and how that changes and shifts. In the US, we talk about all the new standards that have changed in education, and how that's implemented to the hands-on science. Um, Other examples are you looking at data and how we're collecting data, which is such a huge part of how we understand the environment. My school is one of the ones that's piloting the use of Arduinos, and we're actually using our Globe Program Club to do it, as well as our environmental science classes to look at programming the Arduinos and putting them together. And I'm still working with scientists that I met back in the early 2000s, who are part of that today, who actually came to my school 2 weeks ago and conducted a training. So all of these are just examples of things when we're looking at what are even careers, what are the careers that we are training our students for, our kids. And so when I think about today's session, it's not just about the stories, and stories are powerful and you'll hear many of them, but it's understanding the impact that Globe has had and that the alumni have, and realizing that the community continues to build, inspire, and that the action we want to see in the future are just parts of that. So as we listen today, I encourage everyone that's here uh, to think about how we can better integrate, the alumni voices, how we can strengthen that partnership, keep them connected, how we can empower them to play bigger roles in shaping the program, because we're all a resource, and so all of that kind of leads to how we continue to develop and support Globe in the future. But with that said, I think we're going to get started into our first panelist, and so Maryam, take it away.
Just give me a few minutes because the charge is already done. Few minutes only.
So while Maryam's getting the charger, her computer hooked up to charge, um, maybe in the chat, if a thought about, maybe in just a moment, like the thoughts of the chat on how we can, how you've seen, the alumni work within your communities.
Can I start?
Go right ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to being here today. I'm honored to represent my country for a second time. My name is Maryam Al Naaimi. I'm from Sultanate of Oman. I work as occupational health technician, and from a few years ago, I was an active member in the club program. And today, inshallah, I will talk about my journey in this beautiful program. So, I will start my presentation with unusual things, with my opinion. I think what's make the person unique is their childhood. So childhood is what shapes the interest and skills. So I share with you some of my photo from my childhood, which I spent it with my family in nature. Those moments helps me to create a strong bond between me and the environment and nature. As you see, almost our trip was for sea, wadi, desert. So this is make really very strong bond between me and nature and environment. So in early age, I used to ask a lot of questions about nature and environment. I have a curiosity about that. And when they answer my question, I really satisfy my curiosity. And thanks God, my family always, they provide the answer for me. My voice is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next slide, please, Amy. So I started my globe journey in 2014. By chance, one of my friend, she asked me if I want to involve for globe. She have a background about my passion about environment and scientific stuff. So she asked me to involve to the program because they need more member for research and for program. And that year there is no the globe it was not common and popular program. It was only in a few places in Oman. So I was excited and I involved there. And in 2015, 2016, my teacher, we work in research that talk about most famous village in Bremi. It was dry, and we was work in no, in 2014 we work in the research that talk about village here in Bremi. It was dry, and we was try to find the causes, and finally after 4 years this village is become alive, and it's a famous place now in Oman. In 2015 and 2016, our research went in first place in Sultanate of Oman. It was discussed about a smell and taste in the tank's water, and we was researching about the reason, and we win. After that, I nominated to attend the 20th Globe Annual Meeting in Colorado, and really it was a turning point this year for me. If there is anyone from this meeting here today, thank you so much. All the people from this meeting was kind, lovely. They are pushing us. I cannot forget their beautiful word about our research. I was only 16. So really, really, it was a turning point for me. Amy? So for me, the most fun and interested and exciting thing about Globe, nothing like learning by fun. This is make anything absorb it easily. And this is what Globe has worked to provide. It was and is still the attractive program with the unique style. It's teaching, unlike other scientific program. The other scientific program, they used to do exam, but in Globe, there is a unique way. We learn how to, or they encourage learning based on research and inquiry. Also, they train the student in scientific thinking and analyzing environmental phenomena. It is also linked learning from reality away from the theoretical approach. And this is a beautiful thing, what makes this program interesting and excited, in my opinion. Next, Amy, please. So the most promising skills I got during my participating in Globe program. I have these skills before, but I didn't use it. So Globe program helped me to improve these skills. For personal skills, building trust with people and organization. I was connecting only with people from my country, but when I involve with the globe, I meet other people from other country, other culture. Really, it's helped me to build a trust with these people. Some of them from few years ago, we still connect, and it's helped me to build a wider network of relationship from different country. For professional skills, and I think we all we learn this from Globe: data collection and analysis skills, scientific observation skills, problem solving skills. Problem solving skills is the most, I think, the most professional skills that I learned, because when we was working in the project, we faced a lot of a problem. We learn how to solve this problem by ourselves. No teacher, no professor, nobody is helping us. We solve this problem by ourselves. Next, Amy, please. So continue engage in globe. It was difficult in my country. We have different policy than other country. We cannot involve and continue involve in globe after 10th grade. So it was difficult for me to leave the program, but I continue involved in the program by forms as a success story. I share my story with the new student in the program, and I appreciate that. Really, I want from here to say thank you for all who's officially responsible about Oman Globe. They make me contact from the last year in the Globe until now, and I still give advice in some research if there is anyone asking me for advice. Next, Amy. Thank you so much. If anyone they want to contact with me, this is my email. I appreciate Amy. Thank you for everyone today. If you have any question, feel free, or after the others, we will ask the question.
Thank you, Maryam.
You're welcome. I'm sorry.
No, you did great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Phatcharida.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Phatcharida Inthama. You can call me nickname is Earn. It get money from working. Earn money. Yeah. Today I'm honored to share my journey. Title Inspire My Growth. A journey of learning. This is the story how to the growth program have shaped my life for more 25 years. Okay, next slide. My involvement in growth began in the year 2000 when I was at a grade 5 student at Dara Academy in Chiang Mai, Thailand, in the north of Thailand. You can see the circle that is me. I was one of the first students at my school, student group of my school to join the growth program. My teacher is introduced me to growth and encouraged me to collect real environmental data that you know that the protocol, water, the soil moisture, and another that the protocol. Okay, next slide. And what truly inspired me was the chance to become a young scientist from for the first time. The learning went beyond the classroom. I could go outside, study real environment problem, and know that my data would be shared with scientists around the world by share the data to the website. And you see me that I think I'm from grade 7 that do the experiment. Next slide, please. And the slide showed one of the most exciting moments of my young. This is experience inspired my first scientific question. At the soil piece, you can see the soil water drainage about 10 centimeter depth. That's the simple question of our project. Why can't the water infiltrate deeper than 10 centimeter depth? Become the beginning of my first research project with my friend and scientist. Next piece. And in 2003, I presented my research that you see from the last from slide. My research is the first time at my international conference in Šibenik, Croatia. And standing on that stage as a young student changed my life. It showed me that science connect people across country and culture. After that, please next slide. I began the teaching younger students how to collect environmental data. I guide them in field investigation and share what I had learned from group. Together with my friends and my teacher, we extribute group club in my school and school-based project. Next slide. We organize group camp learning activity from the elementary and you see the group kids from group kids day camp. At that stage, I began to see myself not only as a science student but as a future educator. It inspired me to the educator. Next, in 2005, as a Thai Growth alumni, I joined the annual Growth conference in Phuket that from my country in Thailand. This allowed me to exchange ideas with international students. Yeah, that is the first time that I see Shaikha, teacher and scientist. That you see Shaikha, the back one, yeah, okay. And in 27, next slide, I joined the ASEAN Pacific Growth Learning Experience in Thailand. Please next slide. Okay. I learned how to do teamwork with international participants and communicate science across the culture. But this is in Thailand too. And next slide, in 2008, I joined Growth Learning Expedition in Cape Town, South Africa. My research focused on the effect of soil erosion on water quality. This experience tested my research skill at a global level. It is the second time that I go outside my country. And next slide. That is my all that I talk with you is my growth story, but growth will impact my story. All of this experience that I talk with you direct shape me career path, inspire me to propose in environmental science at bachelor, master, and doctoral level. Today, I am a lecturer at Sri Nakarin Virod University and also serve as a core leader in Thai Growth University Network. And next slide. In my current role, I design and deliver professional development program for teachers across Thailand. This program focus on growth protocol, environmental data collect and inquiry-based learning. And in next slide. The training activity for teacher and student thought this program growth is now being implemented in many schools across the country. And I and my friend and my lecturer will shape the teacher to teach about environmental data collecting in growth protocol. And next slide. As a Growth alumni, I continue to connect school, university, and community. That my role today is to empower teachers and students to conduct real environment research taught growth-based learning. I have also observed how growth itself have evolved over time. Growth started as a school-based environmental education program, but it has now grown into powerful international platform for environment education, citizen science, and growth scientific collaboration. Today, Grove integrate advanced technology that it have the digital platform and Grove global database, and while still maintain its original mission, empower your people to learn science thought real world environment research. That is from a small grade 5 student at me to a university lecturer and national growth leader. My entire life have been shaped by growth. Growth did not only teach my side, it taught me how to live as responsible global citizen. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you, Erin. I appreciate your story. And, you know, I just realized we actually met before 2006. We met in 2003. Um, so I guess these are examples of the connections we see. Sometimes we don't even realize the impact and how far back they go, but our stories all go deep throughout that. And so with that, Johanna.
Yes, hello everyone. First of all, thank you for this opportunity to be here and tell you about my globe journey. I'm sure you will hear a lot of similar notes as the previous speakers have already mentioned, but still we can go through it a little bit. So as was mentioned, I'm originally from Estonia, currently living in Iceland for the past 8 years. And I'm working as a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Iceland. Next slide, please. So yeah, my globe journey started in Estonia as a student, thanks to my very enthusiastic geography teacher at the time, who came to me and a few other students after class and said, look, you seem to be really interested in the environment and geography at the time, which was just general natural sciences. And she asked us if we wanted to go to this local learning expedition that summer to learn more about it and how to do different globe measurements. And I took the leap, and here I still am about 15 years later. I think one of the first impressions was that it was really lovely to meet other students from around the country with similar interests to mine, who I could connect with. I remember at the time, like in my school, it was difficult to find people with similar interests to myself, so that was really great. And another thing was, I felt that Globe really gave a practical aspect to learning different natural sciences and also how to connect them when facing these sort of real life problems, and how to utilize all the in-class knowledge, all the theory, and really like apply it actively in a situation. So that was really, really interesting. Next slide, please. Overall, yeah, Globe had a long-term impact on my life, I would say. I think it led to a deeper interest in environmental and sustainability matters, even though that existed before. But I think being able to get some hands-on experience really deepened that connection. Eventually, I ended up studying environmental sciences and sustainability at university and finished my PhD in it as well, which is something I initially thought I'm never gonna do. It wasn't just this academic path was not really for me. But through Globe, I gained more confidence in these natural science subjects, which were a bit of a bore to me in regular school classes. And also because of Globe and the different experiences, whether it was data collection or data analysis or writing a research paper, I found it a lot easier to go into university after high school. So I felt like that kind of discipline and transition made it a bit easier for me. And after I kind of, I would say, finished Globe at a school level, I was also able to introduce Globe to my younger brother, who actually ended up being very active in it for many years and ended up also studying in natural sciences, and he ended up also going to, you know, regional and international events for Globe Estonia, which was very, very nice to be able to do. Next slide, please. So yeah, after finishing Globe at my school level, the Globe coordinator in Estonia, Laura, she noticed that, you know, I could be involved in other ways. And so since graduating high school, I was involved in organizing different national and regional or international learning expeditions, and as well as like teacher trainings and student events in various capacities. I've also supervised Globe student projects for IVSS, and I've also been an evaluator for IVSS reports for several years. And I was also a deputy country coordinator for Estonia for 3 years until recently. Then I stepped down. I needed to focus on finishing my PhD, so that had to take precedent there. But and I've also had an opportunity to participate in Globe annual meetings, which was a great way to meet educators from different countries, really kind of gain more knowledge about what works in their classrooms. So this teaching aspect is what has become really interesting to me. And one of the questions that we were asked was, what's perhaps been the biggest change that I've noticed over the years? I feel like, especially maybe in recent years, and I don't know if this is a regional specific thing, but I feel like Globe has to nowadays compete with many other environmental education programs. So while they complement each other, sometimes it feels like, at least on a governmental level, it's set up almost as a competition. And I think that's a bit sad, but it's nothing to do with Globe. Of course, this is just general politics. But yeah, hopefully in the future, all these programs can integrate with each other and really facilitate environmental learning on different levels. And next slide, please. Yeah, so I also tried to find a couple of pictures. I didn't really find any pictures of the early years, but from later on, when I was already organizing the different events, which you can see here. I guess I ended up being more behind the camera than in front of it, but it's been a real joy. And yeah, these days, after finishing work as a deputy country coordinator, I've just been assisting here and there when there has been a need, and also advising students and teachers whenever the opportunity comes. Next slide. Yeah, and last but not least, like I said, I work now at the University of Iceland. I'm mostly focused on urban environments, but if anyone has any further questions or interest in collaborating in any capacity, then here you have my work email, and feel free to reach out. Happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Johanna. Really appreciate it. And again, I love all the connections everyone's making. And so for our final presentation, before we go into some discussions, we're going to play the recording from Marianela Pepe.
Hello everyone, I'm Marianela Pepe. I'm from Junín de los Andes, a small town in northern Patagonia, and I've been part of Globe for 13 years, which is a little more than half of my life. and I'm excited to share how this program shaped who I am today. My Globe journey started when I was around 10, formally. My mother is a biology teacher, and she brought the Globe protocols that she was using with her high school students back home, and we started monitoring the Chimewin River that flows right through our town. And we did something unusual in 2015, is that we co-founded a science club at our kitchen table with my friends. It wasn't a fancy lab, was just curiosity and wanting to learn new things. And of course, we used the Growth protocols. And we had a lot of exciting moments, which I called little adventures. And I think the best one was that in 2020, we witnessed a total solar eclipse that passed directly over our town, which was the first one in 967 years. And we collected data using the Globe protocol. So we collected temperature, clouds, and cosmic rays data. And that day, I realized that I was being prepared by Globe protocols to participate and take part in this historic scientific events. And the impacts have been beyond what I was expecting. One of our mosquito habitat research using the Globe Hydrosphere and Biosphere protocols, plus the Mosquito Habitat Mapper, won the Argentina's Junior Water Prize and took us to Stockholm as national finalists in 2021. And what surprised me the most is that a home-based science club could produce internationally competitive research, and using the Globe protocols leveled the playing field. One of our connections that kept growing was that we got to meet teachers and students from different parts of the world that also helped building collaborative research. And so we did research in cosmic rays with Japan, but we also met many different people from all over the world. And I was selected because of this work for the Orthodox Youth Leadership Council, which took me to participate in different policy events like the COP28 in Dubai, the Conference of the Parties. And I think the most powerful lesson is that we built with our students and with my mother's alumni a 25-year data set on the Chimewin River. And we documented how the ecosystem recovered after 2 volcanic eruptions. And Globe taught me that consistent and long-term data creates irreplaceable scientific resources. I've never stopped being a part of Globe. I've evolved from student to student blogger to student blogger mentor. And for the Trees Within Latin American and the Caribbean campaign, I created tutorial videos in Spanish, English, and Portuguese. And in 13 years, I've seen Globe transform in different ways. I've seen them post more virtual opportunities, regional campaigns uniting entire continents, and the Globe Observer app making science and citizen science accessible to anyone with a smartphone. This timeline shows my journey from a curious 10-year-old to presenting at COP climate conferences and every step built on Globe foundations, but placed onto a map, which is basically all the places where I have either traveled to or had an impact or gave a virtual speech to, which is a lot of places, as you may see. But I'm super happy and I'm very thankful for these 13 years of learning. And I think that science isn't about having resources or the best laboratory. It's about asking good questions and collecting consistent data. And I think that Globe gave me that compass. So I wanted to thank Globe for this great opportunity that I have experienced. And also I encourage you to follow on that. As well, if you want to contact me, my email and my LinkedIn are on this slide as well. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Amy, for playing that, and we thank Marianela for her, for sharing that with us. We know she couldn't be here today, but we appreciate her being able to share. And so with that, we're going to move on to the next part, which is our panel discussion. So I do have some questions for our panel members. And so we'll kick it off with the first question. And so our first question is, what have you found to be the best way to stay connected to global alumni and the program? Maryam, do you want to go first? What is the best way you found to stay connected to the global alumni and to the program?
Yes, Shaikha. As I mentioned before, we have different policy in our country, so it was difficult for me to be engaged and in connection with the GLOBE program, but I found another way. I tried to give advice for who are the new student that they are working in research, and also I was participating in the fumes that is here in Oman. And there is no another way. I see the other, they do a lot of things, but for me it was nothing. I'm really sad for that, but I will try to find another way.
Don't be sad. We work within what we can. And what we do,
Yes,
it's constant
please.
effort. It is constant effort.
Please.
Um, I'll share my feedback afterwards and some of my experience too in the region. But Johanna, how about you?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for me, I've also stayed in touch with the alumni members from Estonia. It's either through a mailing list, or we also have a Facebook group. Also, yeah, back in the day, then our coordinator Laura Altin, who all of you probably know, she gathered actually a group of alumni with her to help move Globe into this new era in Estonia, and so that was actually one way that we happened to stay in touch. I've also joined the International Globe Alumni Network, but I probably haven't utilized that to its full potential yet. So
And I found to stay connected to global alumni and the global program is thought active participation in ongoing group events or the network include a nation group meeting, alumni or training workshop or the student research competition to meet and share the moment in about group. And the digital platform that the social media group, online meeting or share project allow the alumni, teacher, and students stay connected beyond together.
And I'll echo a lot of what you all have shared. I know that when I was in the region, staying involved with the country coordinator was really helpful. I think though that does sometimes some of the challenges we face is the change in, who's in those positions and how changes from country to country. And so sometimes there's policies, there's government, there's different things that we navigate, Miriam, like you were sharing. And so the other thing we did, at least from the group of us, the original alumni that started in 2006, is we have, and to this day, we still have the same Facebook group. We still have the same messaging. So during some of the annual meetings, like we'd be able to hit each other up on Facebook or through instant messaging or get onto FaceTimes. I know that we back then, and I only say this because I know times have changed too, right? So staying connected can be challenging. And I think it changes with the generations too. I think everyone's more of a LinkedIn kind of thing now. So I think a lot of our generations were like using, Facebook or emails, or we tried to create a website that kind of housed everybody's information so that we could connect with each other. Now they seem to be doing a lot more WhatsApp, and I think like the most recent group of alumni I spoke to are all about LinkedIn now. So I was just curious to know how you guys, what you guys were using and what different ways you guys have done that. And then I know that Amy's going to play Marianela's response too.
This question, there are three main ways that I think is the best way to stay connected to Globe alumni, which is taking new roles within Globe. So I evolved from being a student to student blogger to an alumni mentor. I think that also helped me to stay connected, and also participating in the regional campaigns, creating tutorials or doing translation work helped me actively contribute to Globe. The second one is continuing to do Glow Science, presenting at IVSS with students, attending annual meetings, and that helped me reconnect with Glow community face to face, and also continuing research alongside the younger students who are just starting out to help boost their careers and their knowledge. And the third one, I think, is social media and regional networks, following the Globe Lag, Globe program, and other countries in social media. Also, the regional campaigns made us reconnect each other through email, through WhatsApp, to keep connected. And also being part of the student bloggers cohort and being part of the students from the Global Learning Experience in Ireland in 2018, I think that created lasting friendship with peers from other countries, and we still keep connected to each other on Instagram, for example. And my proposal for the future, I think, is that I would like alumni to have a more active and visible role in Globe, and, for example, creating an alumni working group to generate activities and support each other across different countries. And I think that could also help us stay connected while also giving back to the program in a structured way.
Thank you. So a lot of, I think, the same things we're hearing, a lot of similar themes. And so as we think about that, our next question is, what have you found to be the benefit of staying connected to Globe or other alumni? Johanna, I'll start with you this time.
Yeah, that's a interesting question. Well, for my journey, like after finishing school, I did not directly go into environmental sciences. So for me, at the time, that was a way for me to keep this environmental sustainability bug, so to say, alive within me. And because of it, I was able to pick it up and later at a master's level, and also then, evolve into the PhD level in environmental sciences, even though I didn't necessarily have a degree in it. So I think, yeah, just being connected has helped me a lot in advancing my career as well. Yeah, I think that's all that comes to mind for now. But I'll jump in later if I think of anything else.
Absolutely. Ern, what do you think? What have you found to be the benefits of staying connected to Globe or other alumni?
Or I think Globe alumni network has a provide both a strong professional and personal benefit. Create the collaboration, joint research project, or teacher professional development, or helps keep the teacher or research can do together. Or on a personal level, the alumni network offer a strong sense belong, a lifelong learning community. Alumni inspire the one another by sharing experience, challenge or success, and that is the motivate about the professional confidence and long-term commitment to environmental education.
Thank you. Maryam?
So, Sheikha, you ask what is my benefit to continue engaging GLOB, or because I didn't hear the question clearly.
Yeah. So what have you personally found to be the benefit of staying connected to Globe or other alumni?
Okay, for me, the most important benefit that I live my passion. I explain for you how my childhood it was, and I live with this passion until I found Globe. There is no way other to, I have this energy to connect with nature and environment. I cannot connect with any type of program, only with the Globe. So this is like living a passion. I'm doing this to living a passion, not for otherwise. Because you will not focus only in your work and your daily things. You need something to make fun, to make you interested and do the best for yourself, in my opinion. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. No, I agree with you, and I think we all do. We all got into Globe and started doing Globe because we loved what we were doing, right? We all had that passion. We pursued careers obviously in those different areas around it. And I know for me personally, I get to see it come full fold now. I know Ern as an educator as well, but and Johanna, working in a university setting and all, like, but we all get to now see that impact on the next generation, like what we learned and how that connected and how we can pay it forward.
Also, Sheikha, after I involved to Globe, directly I choose what I will study in college. All my parents was shocked. How you are in grade 10, how you choose what you will study immediately? I know I will complete this. I want everything's related for environment. So it's really impacted me.
It impact, yes, and it has such a huge impact on career development, helping us figure out what we want to do, giving us hands-on experience to what that looks like. I know that in the US it's rare for people to figure out kind of early on what they want to do or what they want to study, but I think but for most of us, I think we all experienced that doing Globe and being part of it helped us figure out what we wanted to do early on, from in our careers, and kind of just what propelled us and what drove us. So you're absolutely
So
right.
I study health, environment, and sorry, safety, health, environmental management. So I use in my specialization, the equipment that we used for protocol. And my teacher in college was shocked. How you know how to deal? How you know how you to deal with this equipment? I told them I know from Globe, and everyone was curious. What is Globe? So everyone in my class know about the Globe. They was curious. We can involve now. I told them no, we cannot. In another country, they cannot still involve in the program. So inshallah, we fix this problem.
Inshallah. All right, and then let's hear from Marianela. So Amy, if you want to play her response.
For the second question, I think there are some professional benefits of staying connected because opportunities multiply, you get to work with different people, and you also get to access to opportunities that you wouldn't probably see in your normal algorithm. But also personal benefits like mentorship and gaining confidence and having a sense of belonging. Like no matter where I go, I know that there is always someone from the Globe community. And I think the benefits for my community is that I bring back knowledge to the science club. New students get in our club see that Globe can take them places, that it's not just like theory or like having a small activity in the river, but they can also travel worldwide and learn new things. And I think one of the exchanges that happened between my university and, for example, the University of Texas Tyler
happened partly because of both connections. I helped with translation during the US delegation visit to Argentina, and I'm currently participating in Partners of the Americas with a new international exchange, also regarding based on both connections. Third.
All right. So again, just reinforcing, I think, a lot of the same messaging. So for our third question, what advice do you have for finding and encouraging alumni to stay connected and share their stories? So again, that's what advice do you have for finding and encouraging alumni to stay connected and sharing their stories? So Ern, let's start with you this time.
Mm, I think that the stay connected is to create meaningful roles or real opportunity for engagement rather than only invite them attend the event. The group alumni should be involved as the mentor, speaker, or trainer, and research collaboration so they feel that their experiences matter and are value. And I think the our national is have make to have the about alumni database use the social media for organize the alumni focus activity as the storytelling that the same group program do. And that have the network to should be encouraged in a support team about the story about share that that's the story that their story. Okay.
Thank you. Johanna?
Yeah, I would just say, just to think about the wonderful experience it has been in Globe and the wonderful feeling we all get from it. And there's so many opportunities as alumni. So this feeling and this sense of community with a common interest, it doesn't have to end when you finish school. So I would just echo what was said before, just stay connected on social media through the alumni network. And is you never, like, even if your path differs a little bit, you never know when you might need to connect with some of your old friends from Globe, and it's just so wonderful to be able to do that with a group of people who you have a common ground with. So yeah, just it doesn't have to end there.
And Maryam?
So, the activities that will for Alumni would be wonderful to continue engage us as we sharing experience between us as Alumni and other new student, and it will make us enjoying the beautiful moment as before, and taking more experience not only for personal things, also for the career side also. That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's I think, and Johanna, I want to echo what you said too. It doesn't have to end here. And I think that making sure that, teachers and country coordinators and everyone who's involved was just, was our current generation of students echoing that, right? That there is value, there's opportunity, and, making a place and a space for that to continue. And then Amy, if you want to pay Marianela's.
Question is, what advice do I have for finding and encouraging alumni to stay connected and to share their stories? It's first finding other alumni and engaging with them as well. Start with IVS's archives, check social media, ask current teachers, and
I think regional and country coordinators are key. GlobeLAC knew about my trajectory and invited me to either become a blogger or participate in this session as well. And it's actually exciting to keep in touch with the staff and with other students that have taken part in Globe. And also encouraging to stay connected. It's encouraging alumni to stay connected. Being part of concrete roles, making it flexible and showing the impact. When I saw that my tutorial videos for the regional LAC campaign were being used across 20 countries, I felt motivated to do more and to keep going and to keep doing other activities with Globe. And being celebrated publicly, I think it's also helpful for our alumni. Being featured as a glow star or on NASA's Earth Instagram for the International Day of Women in Science made me proud to be shared. It was a very, very beautiful moment. And encouraging our alumni to share their own stories, asking specific questions like what surprised you about Globe gets better answers than tell us your story. And using multiple formats. Some prefer writing, some others prefer video, some others prefer speaking at events, etc. And connected stories to current students. Like I love sharing my story when I know it might inspire a 7-year-old like I was at one time.
Thank you. So I think that kind of like dives us into the next part of that. Is you guys heard Marianela talking about, sharing stories and how we ask those questions, how we, get people involved or motivate, right? And so as we think about that, how do you think alumni stories can be used to strengthen, promote, or sustain the Globe program? Maryam, you want to go first?
Can you please repeat the question?
Sure. How do you think alumni stories can be used to strengthen, promote, or sustain the Globe program?
Okay. So believe me, I tried this multiple times. Just talk to them about how it's fun to learn from program. Talk to them about the protocols. They will be interested immediately. I swear, I talk about this program with teacher. They are excited. How is if you talk with child or kids in a school? They will be interested if you told them they start as the students in Globe. After that, they become like a teacher or professor. This is like they will give them a push, a big push. Of course, they will be interested. So our story is like a big push for who's more younger than us. So I think it's enough only to talk about how this is attractive program and how it's unique, how they use different way and not like a usual program or environmental program. So that's it.
Thank you. Ern, what do you think?
I think that the alumni story provided living evidence of long-term impact. Because it's a show how alumni story can be used in teacher training, student recruitment, or the public communication. When young students see the former group students have become scientists or teacher, researcher, environmental reader, they are inspired to follow similar pathway. In this way, alumni story not only preserve that the legacies of growth, but also the actively drive is future sustainable and grow.
Thank you. And Johanna?
Yeah, I think I'd just like to echo what's been said before. So, yeah, these stories are really important for inspiring students and teachers, and also Globe team members from around the world and Globe alumni. So these stories can have so many different impacts. I think already here we can see, we're all from different ends of the globe or of the world, and we actually all have come to a sort of similar conclusion, a similar journey. And I think that's really, really wonderful. Like, it's really hard to find such a program that brings people together from around the world in such a way. And I also like to maybe repeat what Marianela already mentioned, is like just try to utilize these different forms of communication. For example, some people might like to speak one-on-one or in a group setting. Others might write a story and inspire people that way. So yeah, really utilize these different mediums, and yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think when I always use my story when we have a new cohort of students joining the club or coming into the school, and they're excited about things. I remember gosh, when GIS first came about, and that was, I know we've talked a lot about the sciences, but that was one of the things that uh, there was a scientist who came and did a Landsat workshop in Bahrain. And it was one of the first things that got me really interested in GIS and looking at things from like a global perspective, right? Um, and really digging into some of those different things. But I had a student recently who went to go study GIS, and that was the conversation I had with him when he was, I was like, well, how can you use that? What's the data you're going to collect? And the students I have are all over the state of Pennsylvania, so we have students everywhere that join and are part of the program, and it's those aha moments that they have, realizing what it is, what it looks like, giving them an opportunity to do it before they even get to college, um, inspiring them, motivating them. And I know that there's, when we're thinking about the next generation and how do we support that and how do we uh, continue the work we're doing, but also uh, when there's so many aspects of what Globe does and how we bring all those together. And I think that every story is at the core of that, and at the core of what we do and why it's so important. And on that, let's hear from Marianela. I'm sure she'll add to that, right?
And for the fourth question, how do I think alumni stories can be used to strengthen, promote, or sustain the GLOBE program? I think that to strengthen the program, having a feedback loop between alumni and staff to tell what worked and what could improve as well. Bridging generations with alumni mentoring current students creates continuity. At the science club, I now guide students who will become next alumni at some point, and it's important for them to feel validated and feel useful for their own role as a student, but also as a future alumni. To promote the program, I think having a concrete proof of impact, like titles like, I don't know, go to me to COP. Basically, it's more powerful than statistics sometimes. And having diverse role models like students from remote areas, girls in STEM, and seeing someone like them succeed matters. And media attention. My story, for example, has been featured in local, in regional, and national news, and that helps Globe get visibility through alumni achievements. And to sustain the program, I think that alumni could work as ambassadors. I promoted Globe at the program's own events in different countries and at engineering conferences in Argentina. And having long-term data also helps a lot, because Globe exists because of a created culture of consistent monitoring, and alumni stories show why this matters, right? And funding arguments. When alumni speak at COP or win international prizes, demonstrates Globe value to sponsors, and I think that also helps a lot to receive more funding for the program. And my final thought is that these stories from our alumni show that Globe is not just a program, but it's also a launching pad. And we're not just former students. We are proof that citizen science creates sciences and creates engineers and creates people working in tech or mathematicians, etc., artists as well. Yeah, and I think it's a very beautiful program, and I hope that I keep working together for the next years to come.
I think that was said beautifully. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's a right. And even artists, right? We saw that in the Globe Annual Conference through the community poem. Um, so we have a couple minutes left before we start to wrap up, and we have two questions that were submitted through the Padlet. And so for the first question, we have, what advice would you give to current students who wish to stay involved with Globe?
I can maybe start on that. Current students, just continue to be brave, and take every opportunity that Globe might give you. And also just maybe after, finishing school, don't be afraid to reach out to your country coordinator or even regional coordinator and just say hi and ask how you can be involved. It might seem a bit, daunting to do that, but if you're really interested in something, then I would just encourage you to go for it.
So, for a new student, please don't think about it, just go ahead. You will not found any program like clubs. You will not forget this program, this experience. You will need it for all your life, in your career side, in your personal side, in your life. You will build something inside yourself. You will not understand it until you face it. You will learn a lot of things, and the most important things, you will not find anything funniest, and you will learn from like globe. So please don't think, just go ahead. It will not take time, just to take a decision immediately.
Okay. First is enjoy learning outside or in the classroom. Going in field, observe the nature and ask a lot of questions. And the second is try new things. Don't be afraid to make mistake. This is how real scientists learn. And the third is work with your friends, teachers, or group teammates. Science is more fun when you learn together. And the last one is keep sharing your project or your story. Stay connected. Even after you are graduate, grow can grow with you for your whole life. Say me. Mhm.
Absolutely. So, echoing that again, I think it's just, we also have following things on social media, right? Different networks communicating, and I can't echo enough, like the country coordinators, the regional coordinators, that open communication, letting them know you're interested, right? A lot of times that's where a lot of those connections come in, and then obviously your friends who are on Globe, or your peers, your Globe teachers. You never know when an opportunity is going to arise. And then our other question was, what advice would you give to Globe regional or country coordinators as they consider ways to sustain alumni engagement? So what advice would you give to Globe regional and country coordinators as they consider ways to sustain alumni engagement? feel free to jump in.
Okay.
I think it's a difficult question because it's not related to them sometime. It's related for country policy, maybe. I'm not sure because I still connect with the coordinator, but I try from 2016 until now to find a way, but I don't know what is the problem. So I don't have answer actually for because this question, sorry.
Um, I think yeah, it's the hard question. I think keep in touch with alumni regularly and give the alumni real roles, such as that I told about, such as the mentor, speaker, or trainer. So use the social media and online activity to help everyone stay connected easier and share about the listen to alumni and their story together. Mhm.
Yeah, I thought of immediately three things. So, first of all, it would be really good to establish kind of a community platform. I know we use different social media over the years and it will keep changing, but to have that core platform where you can reach your country community or your regional community, that's really important. Then secondly, try to engage Globe alumni as soon after graduation as possible. Because otherwise people, start to kind of forget about Globe and maybe it'll be harder for them to come back to it. Not necessarily impossible, but it'll definitely be more of a question for them if they should re-engage with Globe. And the third thing I thought about is they could offer opportunities on a regular basis to alumni, for example, participating as a guest speaker or sharing their stories at student events, things like that, but offer these opportunities to the alumni network, let's say maybe annually or several times a year, just to show that the community is active and that their input is still valued and needed.
Absolutely. And I'll just add to that too, is like we're in a place in a space now where we can do a lot of things virtually. We can do a lot of things from different places. And so I think my advice would be is the pool of alumni is a lot larger than just simply who's in the country, right? Or who's in the region. And the more that we engage alumni in general throughout those communities, I think it's an opportunity to, if we have motivated alumni who want to be a part of something, the same way we would do, collaboration and research between different countries and different schools, use the alumni no matter where they are. I think it's an opportunity to bring everyone together from all around the world. And where there's a need, I'm sure there's a talented alumni who has the background, the passion, and the drive somewhere. And I think it's an opportunity to bring more people together, engage them, and continue to thrive as a community. And so with that, that's the questions we have. We're almost out of time. So thank you guys for allowing me to be your moderator today. And Amy, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Shaikha. And I just want to say a quick thank you to our moderator and all of our speakers today, not just for sharing your inspiring personal stories, but also your insightful reflections on the real opportunities that are there for engaging the alumni community, which is such a passionate and talented and creative community to help strengthen and sustain the program in the times that we are in. So thank you, each of you. Just very quickly, wanted to highlight some upcoming opportunities. Jackie mentioned several of these at the beginning of the session, but I will point out that we have some information sessions coming up on the 8th and 9th of December about some of the changes that are coming to the Globe website, e-trainings, and other parts of the program. We hope you can join from one of those, as well as next week we have a session highlighting and celebrating the accomplishments from each of the Globe regions. So I think that will be a real celebration. We hope you can join next week for that one. And then finally, we do appreciate your feedback, especially as we're considering the learning sessions that we're planning going forward and the kinds of sessions that will be most valuable to you as community members going forward. So we'd love your feedback on today's session and what you'd like to see in the near future. So we encourage you to go to the link. I think we'll put it in the chat as well and share your feedback with us. And with that, I'd just like to thank our speakers and moderators again, and for all of you for joining, for your questions, for your time, and we'll hope to see you soon. Thank you.